Hi everyone, it's Az here from Heel. Stop looking at me like that. I can see your eyes through the webcam. It's Az here from HeelvsBabyface.
What's he gonna do in this video? How is he gonna position this one? Oh!
So, we're back with Blizzard. Somebody said to me in my last video, they're like,
Oh, it's Blizzard Man bad all the time with you.
and I'm just like, hey, I don't have to do anything. I'm just reporting what they do. I'm not making these things up. This is what they're doing. So, you may or may not have heard, but Blizzard, oh no, have decided to release the WoW token in China. Are you even allowed to say that word on YouTube anymore? I don't know. It's getting pretty censored, you know. For classic WoW. Now then, there is some information I need to provide you with because some people might not be in the know about this. And I actually had to be corrected myself when I said this once. I actually got contacted by a few Chinese players, not masses, but a few Chinese players, like 5 or 6, to correct me on something, which I was very grateful with, because when I did a video, we're probably going back a two, maybe even 3 years now. I said that in the East, they pay by the hour when you play World of Warcraft. No, not anymore. No, in 2016, maybe, it was actually changed and they moved from a pay per hour system, which they were in, to a subscription like everybody else. So China actually moved to a subscription fee. However, the way that they deal with certain aspects of monetization in China is completely different to how we deal with them in the West. For example, you could buy things like EXP booster potions and stuff like that, which you couldn't get in the West. And so when it came to testing stuff like Mr. Pandaria, and I'm going back a fair bit now, of course, because Mr. Pandaria testing was 2012. It's actually one of the reasons why I set up my YouTube channel, was to deal with the beta for Mr. Pandaria. And I think I was doing patch 5.4 testing on the PTR. And I was on the Timeless Isle, and there was this ream of text talking about EXP booster potions and this type of stuff. And when we questioned it, we were told by Blizzard, this is specific to the East. And as you can see, we're now 8 years on from there, give or take a month or two, but there or thereabouts. And we in the West, we've never seen things like EXP booster pots for purchase. Used to be able to get them in game, but we've never had them for purchase from a store. I'm actually racking my brain just in case. No, I'm pretty damn sure we haven't. So the East and the West have dealt with things slightly differently. With that said, do I think that Blizzard could potentially bring the WoW token to the West? Honestly, I don't think so. I think it would just be too badly rejected over here. From what I can remember, when Blizzard announced in China that they're going to shift them from a pay per hour to a subscription fee, I believe there was a complete uproar as regards to that. But if Blizzard tried to introduce the WoW token to Classic, I think it would kill off Classic. And they have enough problems with the subscriber numbers as is. I did a video last week, I believe it was, where Superdata, who deal with all the digital purchases, announced that World of Warcraft subscriptions, how exactly they're working this out, don't ask. I'm not a member of Superdata. But they themselves said that World of Warcraft subscription numbers are down 64% from August of last year, from the release of Classic to now. So Blizzard have their own problems when it comes to subscription numbers at the moment. And that's also incorporating that subscription numbers from December to January went up 17% because of the release in January of the 8.3 patch. So numbers don't seem to be particularly great for World of Warcraft right now. There's the alpha for Shadowlands or Shadowbringers 2.0 on the horizon. So maybe they're going to hope that channels creating videos for that might generate some interest. I won't be one of them. But I don't personally see that. I see the next boost for World of Warcraft figures being when the actual expansion releases. Because China are far more used to purchasing microtransactions, they've been born and bred with it. In China. That's why mobile gaming does so well in China. It's never something that you have to fight an audience against. Because as soon as it was introduced, that's the way things were done. Whereas here in the West, of course, we're used to purchasing a game. We're used to playing a game. And then, during the mid-noughties, we got all the Microsoft point shite. And then we got the pre-orders. And we got things sliced from games. And then the industry tried to push very hard in the West, and it's being rejected, and some things are being accepted, but others are being rejected, and oh my lord. We're in a position now with loot boxes that they're being rejected for the most part by the vast majority of people, but there is a portion of whales who are purchasing a lot of them, so the whole industry is in a complete higgledy-piggledy mess as regards to monetization. But there is a huge pushback when it comes to it. So, if Blizzard want to try and introduce, let's say, after a year of WoW Classic being out, they say, hey, a year's gone by, now we think it's a good idea to bring in the WoW token. Again, I think by then, it will just kill off anyone who has a legitimate interest in Classic WoW being played the way it is. So I just don't see it. I don't see this being a timing issue. I just see in the West something that would be absolutely 100% rejected, and therefore I don't even think Blizzard will attempt to do so. How will Blizzard compensate? Well, they have been compensating. We've seen how they compensate. We see it on the live version of the game. Because subscriber numbers now clearly are at a ridiculous low comparative to how they've used to have been. We saw in Battle for Azeroth 5 mounts released in one expansion. Well, I think in just over a year. Maybe just over a year. Plus, they had like 2 6-month offers where you'll get the mount if you purchase 6 months and stuff like this. So that they've really been pushing the please buy time, please buy time. Once that's run out, mount on the store, mount on the store, mount on the store. What is it? It's Yom Kippur. Screw it. Don't put any pigs up for sale though, for fuck's sake. Oh my God. You know, they're looking for any desperate attempt at finding a holiday for them to put some sort of monetization up on the auction house. So I think when it comes to the West, that is how they're going to tackle the way to try and increase the numeration. Because when you've got a vastly reduced audience, you're looking at a more hardcore audience. We can see from the very fact that World of Warcraft is still in the top 10 charts for the digital downloads that people are spending a lot of money. And I even have people, you know, who are cynical towards Blizzard, who are you know, not happy with the way things are going. And they'll send me emails or they'll post tweets at me or comments. And you'll be like, well, I'm sick of Blizzard now. I've just transferred 5 characters over from this server to that server. And you're like, oh my God. Like 5 character transfers at 20-something pounds each. And then you realise how much money people can easily rack up in digital transfers. If I myself went through my Blizzard purchase order of all the characters that I've shifted from server to server, of the race changes that I've made, of the faction changes that I've made, I think I would be upset. So, yes, it's coming to China. I wouldn't panic here in the West. I would piss myself laughing if Blizzard did, but I don't even think they're stupid enough to. And right now, they're real stupid. I just think they will attempt to do something with the current version of the game to offset it for us pay pigs here in the Western marketplace. But classic WoW in China, it's getting the WoW token. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.